If you can understand this sentence, then you are already further along in your English journey than many realize. This simple phrase, if you can understand this, your English is good, might sound straightforward, but it carries a deeper meaning, one that goes beyond just knowing words or memorizing grammar rules. It speaks to the heart of what it truly means to understand a language, to connect with it on a level that is both intellectual and emotional. Imagine for a moment how it feels when you listen to someone speak in English. You catch not only the words, but also the feelings behind them. You sense the hesitation, the excitement, or the sadness that the speaker tries to convey. That feeling, that subtle grasp of meaning and emotion, is the true measure of understanding. It is what separates knowing English as a subject in school from using English as a tool to connect, to share, and to express. Many people believe that being good at English means being perfect at grammar or having an extensive vocabulary. But that is only part of the story. Real English proficiency is about the ability to comprehend meaning in context, to follow the flow of conversation, and to feel the rhythm and nuance of the language. It is about understanding jokes, recognizing sarcasm, and appreciating the tone behind a sentence. It is about knowing when a simple phrase carries a world of emotions. So, when you read or hear the phrase, if you can understand this, your English is good, you're invited to reflect on your own skills. Can you see beyond the words? Can you feel what the speaker intends to share? If the answer is yes, then you have already reached a level many strive for, but few truly achieve. This kind of understanding is not something that happens overnight. It comes from practice, from listening to real conversations, from reading stories that capture human experiences, and from immersing yourself in the language in a way that touches both your mind and your heart. It is a journey that requires patience and passion, but the reward is more than just improved communication. It is the ability to truly connect with others across cultures and experiences. In the next moments, I want to take you on a short journey to explore what it really means to understand English well. We will look beyond textbooks and tests, beyond memorized phrases and repeated drills. We will explore how language is alive, how it breathes emotion, and how it builds bridges between people. Whether you are just starting out or you have been learning English for years, this moment is an opportunity to measure where you stand. It is not about perfection or comparison. It is about awareness and growth. If you can follow along and feel what I am saying, then you are already on the path to true English understanding. Remember, language is not just a skill, it is a living connection between people, an expression of culture and emotion. So, if you can understand this, know that you are capable of something special. Your English is more than good. It is alive. When we hear the phrase, if you can understand this, your English is good, it may seem simple. But what does it truly mean to understand a language? Understanding a language is more than just recognizing words. It goes deeper than memorizing grammar rules or knowing the definitions of thousands of vocabulary items. True understanding means you can grasp the full meaning behind what is said or written. You can feel the emotions and intentions hidden beneath the surface. Language is not just a system of words and rules. It is a living form of communication. It carries culture, history, and personal experiences. When someone speaks or writes in English, they are not just sharing information, they are sharing a part of themselves. They express feelings, hopes, fears, and dreams. To really understand English, you must connect with those feelings and intentions. You must listen with your heart as well as your mind. Think about a time when you heard a sentence in English. Maybe it was a simple greeting or a short story. Did you just catch the words, or did you also feel the mood? Were you able to tell if the speaker was happy, nervous, or sad? This emotional connection is what sets apart basic knowledge from true understanding. Many learners focus only on the technical side of English. They study grammar books, memorize vocabulary lists, and practice pronunciation drills. These are important steps, but they are not enough on their own. If you stop at this level, you may be able to form correct sentences, but your communication will lack depth. It will be like reading words on a page without grasping their full meaning. Real understanding involves context. It involves knowing how words work together in sentences and conversations. For example, consider the phrase, "I'm fine." Depending on the situation and tone, it could mean many things. Sometimes it is a sincere answer. Other times it hides frustration or sadness. A skilled listener or reader can pick up these clues. They understand not just the words, but the feelings behind them. This ability to read between the lines comes from experience. It grows as you listen to different speakers, read diverse texts, and immerse yourself in English culture. When you do this regularly, you start to notice patterns. You recognize idioms, humor, and irony. You see how emotions shape language. You become sensitive to subtle differences in meaning. To illustrate, imagine a conversation between two friends. One says, "I had a great day." The other replies, "Really? You don't look very happy." This response shows that the second friend senses something more than just the words. Maybe the first friend is hiding worries or sadness. A deep understanding of English lets you catch this nuance. It helps you respond appropriately and build stronger connections. Another example is understanding jokes or sarcasm. These forms of speech rely on implied meanings and tone. Without this skill, a joke may sound confusing or even rude. But if you understand the intention, you enjoy the humor and join in the fun. This is a sign that your English is not only good but natural. Besides emotions, culture plays a big role in language understanding. Every language reflects the values and beliefs of its speakers. For English, this includes ideas about politeness, humor, and social norms. When you understand these cultural elements, you avoid misunderstandings. You can also appreciate the richness of English in different regions and contexts. For example, in some English-speaking countries, indirect expressions are common to show politeness. Saying, "Could you possibly help me?" sounds softer and more respectful than "help me now." If you miss this subtlety, your communication might seem blunt or rude, but with cultural understanding, you adjust your language to fit the situation. This skill shows that your English goes beyond words. Understanding English deeply also helps in learning. When you relate new words or grammar to real-life situations, they become easier to remember. You build mental connections between language and experience. This makes your learning more natural and lasting. Moreover, deep understanding improves your confidence. When you know you can follow conversations, catch jokes, and sense feelings, you feel more comfortable speaking. You participate more actively in discussions. You express yourself with clarity and emotion. So, if you can truly understand English beyond the surface level, you have reached an important milestone. Your English is not just good, it is alive. It is a bridge that connects you to people, ideas, and cultures around the world. In the next sections, we will explore more signs of this deep understanding. We will see how to recognize it in yourself and how to develop it further through practical steps. But first, remember this: understanding language is a journey. It takes time, patience, and openness, but every step you take brings you closer to the real heart of English. Understanding the different levels of English comprehension is essential. Many learners do not realize that understanding a language happens in stages. Each stage builds on the previous one, guiding you from simple recognition to deep, intuitive grasp. When you think about how you understand English, it helps to break it down into these levels. The first level is understanding individual words. This is the foundation. Without knowing words, you cannot understand anything. At this stage, learners focus on memorizing vocabulary. They learn common nouns, verbs, adjectives, and basic phrases. Recognizing words helps you catch the general meaning of sentences. But at this level, understanding is limited. You may know the meaning of words, but not how they fit together. The second level is understanding sentences. This is a bigger step. Here you learn grammar and sentence structure. You see how words combine to create meaning. For example, the sentence, "She is reading a book," has a subject, verb, and object. Understanding this structure helps you know who is doing what. At this level, you can follow basic conversations and texts. But challenges remain when sentences become longer or more complex. The third level is understanding paragraphs and conversations. This level requires you to connect sentences into a coherent whole. You begin to understand the flow of ideas. You notice transitions, cause and effect, and comparisons. You can follow stories or explanations. Listening becomes easier because you understand the context and relationships between ideas. At this stage, you also start to understand implied meaning. Not everything is said directly. People use hints, suggestions, or indirect language. For example, if someone says, "It's getting late," they may be suggesting it is time to leave. Understanding these hints shows growing language skill. The fourth level is understanding tone and emotion. This is where language becomes truly alive. You not only hear words and sentences, but you also feel the speaker's attitude and mood. Tone can change the meaning of a sentence completely. The same words said in a happy, angry, or sarcastic tone mean very different things. For example, "Great job" can be sincere praise or sarcastic criticism. Without recognizing tone, you may misunderstand the message. Learning to hear tone requires careful listening and experience. It is often one of the hardest skills to master, but it greatly improves your English. The fifth level is understanding cultural context. Language is deeply connected to culture. Each language carries its own customs, traditions, and ways of thinking. When you understand these cultural elements, you understand language better. For example, humor varies widely across cultures. A joke that is funny in one culture may confuse or offend in another. Understanding cultural context helps you avoid misunderstandings and communicate respectfully. At this level, you begin to appreciate idioms and expressions. Phrases like "break the ice" or "hit the nail on the head" do not make sense literally, but knowing their meanings shows deep cultural and linguistic understanding. The sixth and final level is thinking in English. This is the ultimate goal for many learners. Thinking in English means your brain processes ideas directly in the language. You do not translate from your native language anymore. This speeds up your understanding and response. When you think in English, you become more fluent and natural. Conversations flow easily. You catch jokes, idioms, and tone without effort. Your understanding is immediate and instinctive. Reaching this level takes time and immersion. It requires daily practice and exposure to English in real contexts. It means listening, speaking, reading, and writing regularly. It also means allowing yourself to make mistakes and learn from them. Each level of understanding opens new doors. As you move from words to sentences, then to tone and culture, your English becomes richer and more meaningful. You start to see language not just as a tool, but as a living connection to others. So when you hear, if you can understand this, your English is good, think about these levels. Which ones have you mastered? Which ones do you want to improve? Remember, every step counts. Every bit of progress brings you closer to true understanding. In the next part, we will look at signs that show your English is really good. We will also explore ways to keep developing your skills. But always keep in mind, understanding English deeply is a journey. It takes patience, practice, and passion. And with every step, you grow closer to using English with confidence and heart. Knowing the signs that show you truly understand English is important. It helps you recognize your progress and stay motivated. When you see these signs in yourself, you know your English is more than just good. It is effective and alive. One clear sign is your ability to understand the main ideas in conversations or texts. When you listen to native speakers or read stories, you can quickly grasp what the message is about. You do not get stuck on every word. Instead, you focus on the big picture. This shows you can follow English naturally. Another sign is that you can understand implied meaning. People often do not say exactly what they mean. They use hints, suggestions, or indirect language. If you catch these subtle clues, it means you understand the language deeply. For example, if someone says, "It's a bit chilly today," they might be suggesting you wear a jacket. Understanding this without explanation shows strong skills. You also recognize different tones in speech. You can tell when someone is happy, angry, sarcastic, or joking. This is not easy for many learners. But if you do this well, it means you hear more than just words. You hear feelings. Tone changes the meaning of sentences, so this skill is very valuable. Another sign is your ability to follow fast or natural speech. Native speakers often speak quickly, with contractions and slang. If you can keep up, you are good at understanding real English. You do not need others to speak slowly or clearly all the time. Your vocabulary use is also a sign. You do not only know common words, but also idioms and expressions. You understand phrases that do not make sense literally. For example, break the ice means to start a friendly conversation. Knowing these shows you understand English culture and context. A strong sign is your ability to respond naturally. When someone talks to you, you do not need to think long or translate. You understand quickly and answer with ease. Your conversations flow smoothly, like a dance. This shows fluency and confidence. You also feel comfortable reading English texts of different types. You can enjoy books, articles, or emails without needing a dictionary every few words. This shows your reading skills are strong. Another important sign is that you can learn from context. If you do not know a word, you guess its meaning from the situation. This is a natural skill for native speakers. Developing this means your brain works in English. Finally, you feel connected to the English-speaking world. You enjoy movies, music, and culture. You understand jokes and references. You feel part of the community, not just a learner. This emotional connection is a true sign of understanding. If you see these signs in yourself, celebrate your progress. Your English is good and it is growing, but there is always room to improve. To keep developing, listen to a variety of English sources. Talk with native speakers or other learners. Read different types of texts. Practice speaking often, even if you make mistakes. Try to think in English throughout your day. Describe what you see, what you feel, or what you plan. This builds your natural ability. Also, learn about English culture. Watch movies, follow news, or read stories. Understanding culture helps you understand language deeply. Most importantly, be patient and kind to yourself. Learning a language is a journey with ups and downs. Every small step matters. Remember, understanding English well means more than just passing tests. It means connecting with people and ideas. It means feeling the heartbeat of the language. So if you understand this, your English is truly good. Keep going. Your journey is beautiful and meaningful. Developing the ability to truly understand English requires daily practice and immersion. It is not enough to study only from books or attend occasional classes. To reach a deep level of comprehension, you must surround yourself with the language in real-life situations. This means listening, speaking, reading, and writing every day. It means making English a part of your life. Listening is one of the most powerful ways to improve understanding. When you listen to native speakers, you hear natural pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. You catch expressions that you might not find in textbooks. Start with simple materials like podcasts or videos designed for learners. Then gradually move to more challenging content like movies, news, or conversations. Listening regularly helps your brain get used to the sounds and flow of English. Over time, you will understand faster and more clearly. You will begin to notice subtle differences in tone and meaning. This is the key to feeling connected to the language emotionally. Speaking is equally important. It is not enough to understand passively. You need to practice producing English yourself. Speaking helps you think in English. It builds confidence and fluency. Do not worry about making mistakes. Every error is a step toward improvement. Try to speak with native speakers whenever possible. Join language exchange groups, attend meetups, or use online platforms. When you speak with others, you learn how to express your ideas naturally. You also get feedback that helps you correct errors and improve. Reading opens a window to culture and ideas. It gives you context to understand the language better. Start with books, articles, or blogs that interest you. Choose topics you enjoy, so reading becomes a pleasure, not a chore. When you read regularly, your vocabulary grows. You learn how words fit together in sentences and paragraphs. Writing is another valuable tool. When you write, you organize your thoughts in English. You practice grammar and vocabulary actively. Writing also helps you notice mistakes and correct them. You can start with simple journals, emails, or messages. Then try essays or stories. Immersing yourself in English also means thinking in English. This might be the hardest step for many learners. It requires shifting your mindset from translating in your head to directly processing ideas in English. Try describing your day, your feelings, or your plans in English silently or out loud. Practice this every day. Surround yourself with English media. Listen to music, watch movies or series, read news, or follow social media in English. This constant exposure deepens your connection to the language. It also helps you understand different accents and styles. Learning about English culture is part of immersion. Understanding traditions, humor, and social customs enriches your language skills. It helps you avoid misunderstandings and communicate more naturally. For example, knowing how to greet people politely or how to respond to compliments shows cultural awareness. Set realistic goals and track your progress. Celebrate small wins like understanding a song lyric or joining a conversation. These moments motivate you to keep going. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be times of frustration and doubt, but every effort counts. Every day you practice, you grow. In time, your English will become more than just words. It will become a part of who you are. You will feel comfortable expressing your thoughts and emotions. You will connect with people from all over the world. This is the true reward of learning English. So if you want to develop your English understanding, commit to daily immersion. Listen, speak, read, write, and think in English. Let the language live in your life. With passion and patience, you will reach new heights. In conclusion, understanding English deeply is a journey. It is a path filled with challenges and rewards. If you have reached the point where you can understand not only words but also feelings, tones, and culture, then your English is truly good. Remember, language is more than grammar or vocabulary. It is a bridge between hearts and minds. It connects us to people, ideas, and experiences around the world. When you understand this, you hold a powerful key. Keep practicing every day. Listen carefully. Speak boldly. Read widely. Write often. And most importantly, think in English. Let the language become a part of you. Do not fear mistakes or difficulties. They are natural parts of learning. Be patient and kind to yourself. Celebrate every small success. Yeah. Each step brings you closer to fluency and confidence. Your English journey is unique and meaningful. It opens doors to new friendships, knowledge, and opportunities. It enriches your life in ways beyond words. So, if you can understand this message, know that you have achieved something special. Your English is good. It is alive. It is ready to take you wherever you want to go. Thank you for listening. Keep going. Your journey is just beginning.